Hello and welcome to the hip mobility routine. We're going to get right into it. So we're going to start with our foam roller today. So grab your foam roller if you have one. And later we're going to get into some banded stuff. If you have a band, if you don't, that's okay. We're going to start with the foam roller. We're going to start by rolling out our adductors, so the inside of our hip here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay down on the foam roller. It's going to be parallel with your body on the floor. And you're going to bring that knee out. So you're going to lay beside and bring the knee out to about 90 degrees. And we're going to start close to our hip here. So we're just in this position here. And we're going to slowly work out towards the knee. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change the angle. So we're going to go up and down. Just putting as much weight as we can on those adductors and the inside of the hip here, and breathe. So we're going to take deep breaths into the stomach. That's going to tell the body it's okay to be in these positions. Okay, so we're just going to work side to side or up and down here with our foot, giving the full width of the muscle. And we're slowly going to work towards the knees. So we're going to hang out one spot, hang out there till you feel you made a change, and then we'll keep on moving. So we're going to go roughly 2 minutes in each position. And again, just take some deep breaths. And work through those tight areas. So what we can do here as well is moving up and down, we can get a contraction. So when we find that tight area that's very tight and unpleasant, we can contract by pushing our knee towards the floor. So we're contracting our adductors, pushing the knee towards the floor, take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe. Relax, let it sink deeper. Okay, you can do that wherever you see fit. So we go to that area and then we move on from there. Maybe you aim for 5 contractions in each position. So we're going up and down here, getting the full width of the muscle. Maybe it's tight around the knee. It is for me. A little under a minute left. Gonna work right towards our knee here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really good. We'll switch, same thing other side. Again, we got 2 minutes each position. We're going to open up that hip. Right on the inside of the hip. We're working up and down here and breathing, so 2 minutes each position. Slowly working out towards that knee. And breathe. And again, we're slowly working up towards that knee. Breathe. Contract here. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm much tighter on this side, closer to the hip. So I'm going to hang out here. So you can't go wrong here, so it's very individualized. Go, follow your intuition, follow the pain. As counterintuitive as that might sound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be where you need it the most. Those tight areas are going to start to break up those tissues, get blood flow to the area. And start to normalize the muscles here. So we're going to go up and down. So if you're feeling pain, that's a sign of unhealthy tissues, or that just means tight tissues. So it's a good sign that it should be addressed. And we're going to go up, down. A few more seconds here towards the knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really good. All right. Next, we're going to roll out our IT bands or the side of our leg here. Okay. So we're right on the side. So this one's a little bit harder to get into. You can put your elbow down. Okay. A little bit of a side plank-like position. We're going to go right on the side of our leg here. So just as much tension on that leg as you can so you can straighten this bottom leg. Bring the other foot to the floor for stability. And we're just got our elbows here resting. And we're going to go in our IT band. Just on the lateral side of our leg here. So right on the side. And for this one, we're not going to do much moving around. We're just going to find that tight area, wherever that is for you. So between the hip and the knee, find that spot that you feel a lot of pain. Nice and horrible. And we're going to stay there. We get some little bit of micro movements here. And we're just going to breathe and we're going to sit with this. So take deep breaths. You can take some off of it. And again, you can start with even like a softer ball. Balls work great if you have like even like a soccer ball or a small soccer ball. You can start with softer balls or foam rollers and then work your way up to something a little bit more hard and firm. Like a hard foam roller or a PCP pipe. So we'll get a few more seconds here. So just take deep breaths. Hang with the pain. Bring your hand to your head. Like you're finishing a breakdancing move. Get a few more seconds here. Really good. Same thing other side. So we can bring our foot back as I had before. We can also bring it forward. Whatever is more comfortable and get all that leverage on there. And we're just going to hang out here. Again, roughly 2 minutes. So for all these, we just want to make a change to the tissue, move on, and come back tomorrow. 2 minutes is a golden rule. If you have very tight hips and something you'd like to work on, I'd suggest maybe 2-3 times a week, max. I mean, you can do more and you'll get benefit, but we want to think about what's realistic and what's sustainable. Even at 1 time a week, you can start there and you'll start to see changes over a few weeks. Good, deep breaths. Five, 4. Good. Next, we're going to go right to our quad. So it's going to be very similar. We're going to start high in the hip and we're going to work down towards the knee here. Okay, so we're going to put one leg on the foam roller so you can kind of put the end in the middle of your hips. Or if you got a ball, that works too. And we can bring our other knee kind of to 90 degrees here or close to it. We just want a stable base. And we're going to start at the top where the hip meets the quadriceps, those front muscles there. And we're going to go side to side with our foot. So if you notice my ankle is moving side to side, that's going to get the full width of that muscle again here. And we're just going to breathe and slowly work down towards the knee. And again, it's very personalized. So just take your time. If you feel you need a little bit more time in one spot. You can hang out there, take some deep breaths, and slowly work towards that knee and breathe. Again, deep breaths are very important here. We can contract here as well. So we're going to straighten our leg, and that's going to activate that quad. So straighten the leg, deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it sink down deeper into the muscle. And again, that's just, we want to do that at those spots where we feel we need it the most when we come across a very tight area, and that's really going to help make a change. So we're working side to side, make a change to an area where you feel, okay, that's a little bit not as awful. And then move back up towards the knee. Another segment. Breathe. I'll get a few more seconds here. We'll switch. We can slowly work down towards that knee. Ooh. She's tight in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, keep it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. We'll go right back to the right side now, or the opposite side of the one you started at first. Other leg, starting at that high hip area where the quad meets the hip. And we're going to go side to side here. Mobility might not be as rewarding as, or glorifying as lifting heavy weights, but it's definitely necessary. It can be very rewarding. You start to make changes to the tissue, more flexible, less pain, better technique, better life. Side to side. And again, we're slowly working towards that knee. Contract wherever you see fit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really, after you contract, just relax the muscle. Let it sink deeper in. You're really going to feel it. It's really going to sink into that muscle. Take your time here. Just about 40 seconds left. Work down towards that knee here. Contract where you need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Working side to side, toe on the floor. And the heel comes side to side. Really good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job, guys. We're going to go right into our hamstrings now. So this one's a little bit more difficult to get into. We can still do it on the floor if you have an elevated surface, which I don't have to demonstrate here. I'm just going to do it on the floor today. But if you have an elevated surface, it helps a lot getting your leverage. So if this was on a chair or maybe a table, you could kind of stand beside the table, put the foam roll on there, and just get that leverage onto your leg. As you can see here, you kind of have to hold yourself up. So just do the best you can here and try to get as much leverage down on that leg as you can. So we're just starting right underneath your butt, underneath your glute here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go side to side with the foot. And we're going to slowly work towards the knee. Deep breaths. can contract here by pressing our leg down towards the floor, our foot down towards the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe and relax. Again, roughly 2 minutes here. A little lower halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really good. Switch sides. Foam rollers under your butt here and go side to side. Press that heel into the floor. Beautiful. This one's a little awkward. Like I said, just try to get all the leverage onto that leg if you can, as much as you can. And work side to side. Good. Keep it up. Excellent. Great job. Okay. Next, we're going to get into what's called a weighted butterfly stretch. So if you have something weighted around your house, it's going to be helpful. You can also do it without weight. That's okay too. But if we have some weight, we'll use it. And just go at your own discretion. So this might be a little bit too much. So you can go with no weight, but it's a little bit too much. But all we're going to do is we're going to go to a butterfly position. So we're laying on the floor. Our feet are together and folded like this. Okay, and we're going to put a weight on one knee here. That's all we're doing. So we're just going to hang out here. So this is a really good adductor stretch, and that weight really pulls that leg down into a range that's really hard to get into without it. So we're just gonna hang out here. And you can take a little off it by bringing this knee up. Okay, so it should be about a 6 or 7 out of 10. Again, don't, this is excruciatingly painful. You can just take the weight off and just let gravity do work by letting the knees fall apart. But if you can handle the weight, around a 6 or 7 out of 10 is where you want to be as far as how much you feel the stretch, how much pain it is. You don't want to be a 10. You don't want to be shaking. You don't want to be wishing you were not alive. Just take some deep breaths. And again, golden rule, 2 minutes. So we've got about a minute left here. Let your hands relax, just take deep breaths here. Almost there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Bring your knees together. Whew. You can shake it out a little bit. Probably feel a difference there. It's a great way to stretch out our adductors. We're going to do the same thing other side. Some people get really crazy when they get more flexible. They start putting 45-pound plates on their legs. You don't have to get that crazy to start. You can just start with, I have an 8-pounder here. You could even start with a couple pounds or no weight at all. We're just starting to open up the hips here. I'm taking deep breaths. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Really good. Next, we're going to go to what's called a pigeon stretch. So I'm going to start to use the bands here, guys. If you don't have bands, that's totally okay. If you do, you can use it here. So just anchor it to something here. We're just going to start to do what's called banded distractions. We're going to go high in the hip. Okay, and again, if you don't have a band, that's okay. Just do it without the band. And we're going to bring our knee forward and our foot roughly to about 90 degrees here. So we got a 90-degree angle with our shin. Our back leg is straight, and we're just leaning forward. So we got the band in the high hip. This is called banded distractions. It's going to pull that femur out of the socket, get a much deeper stretch. So no band, just same position, and we're just going to try to lean forward. You can feel a stretch on the outside of our hips here. Do the same thing other side. Bend if you got it. Try to go roughly 90 degrees. If you can't get there, that's okay. Check out my dirty feet. Leaning forward. Feel it stretch on the other side of the hips. Get 2 minutes here. Deep breaths here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, stop there. So next we're going to do internal and external rotation. So we're going to go to a similar position, put our foot and our leg through the band if we have a band. High hip here. We're going to that same sort of position where our knee is forward. We're going to fold that foot forward again. But this time we're going to use our back knee to just inch our foot forward. So we're getting that external rotation here in the leg. So our hip is turning outwards. And our foot's coming forward, and we're just going to slowly inch ourselves up so that even if you don't have a band here, you can just use your body weight, same thing. If you feel a pinch in your hip and in your back when you do this, that means you have an impingement in your hip, and that means you should do it with a band. It means definitely don't go that far, just body weight, just ease off a little bit. And just to know moving forward, you have a hip impingement and you need to use a band. That'll help you out a lot. Just take some deep breaths here. A few more seconds and we'll switch directions. Same thing, other direction. So the knee's gonna stay in the same position, and you're gonna use your foot, you're just pressing that foot in an outward direction. So it's internal rotation. So the knee is down underneath the hips, you're just turning your foot outwards. You can use that other foot to help push it outwards. We're just gonna hang out here. And again, you can do a body weight if you need to. Breathe, deep breaths. And we'll switch, we'll go same thing. On the left leg or the opposite leg, what you started with. So we'll start with that external rotation, pushing that foot upwards. Just hanging out here, breathing. Again, roughly 2 minutes each side, pressing that knee up. Great job. Same thing other side. The other direction. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job, guys. Ooh. Next, we're going to take your band. If you have one. If not, you can use a shirt, a sweater, just anything you can wrap around your foot here, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to go to banded hamstring stretch. So you're going to bring the band around the middle of your foot. You're going to straighten out your leg. And you're going to go to your end range here. And then ease off a little bit. So it was 6 or 7 out of 10, and we're just going to hang out in this position. And again, deep breaths, about 2 minutes in each position. And we're just going to hang out here. Just sit with the pain. Good stretch feeling. 6 or 7 out of 10. We don't want to go too far where we're shaking or too far off where we barely feel a stretch. We want about a 6 or 7. Try to point your toe towards your body. Get a few more seconds here, about 30 seconds. Good. Same thing other side. Good. Let that toe pull towards your body. Relax. 6 or 7 out of 10. Good, we'll stop there. And we just got 2 more. So we're gonna go into couch stretch next. So we're gonna go to a wall or a couch, whatever we have. And we're gonna fold our knee close to the wall. So the knee is close to the wall, foot up on the wall. And we're going to bring the other foot to the floor and straighten up our torso. So you may need to start with your knee a little farther from the wall. The closer the wall is to the wall, or your knee is to the wall, it's the deeper the stretch is going to be. So again, you just want to judge. The goal is to be torso straight up here. So about a 6 or 7 out of 10 with a straight up torso. Good job. Again, I'm at 2 minutes here. Sit with those good feelings. Breathe, deep breaths. Few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Same thing, other side. Bring the knee back, the foot up, bring the torso up. Good. Maybe you're a little tighter on one side. Just move that knee accordingly, 6 or 7 out of 10, torso up. We'll get 2 minutes, deep breaths. Almost there, deep breath, 30 seconds. Finish strong here. Sit with a good feeling, feel that stretch in the quad, the whole front of the leg here. Think about posture here too, shoulders down and back. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really good. Last one for today. We're going to end off in child's pose. And that will be it for this routine. We're going to go knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. You're going to bring your hands up a little higher. You can separate your knees a little bit. Bring your feet together and bring your hips down to your heels. Actively pulling down each individual palm. Feel the stretch in the shoulders, the back, all the way down to the hips. And breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Slowly come up, and that's it for today. Hope this is helpful. See you next time.